Core, what's going on? Sunflower, what's going on? Paige, what's going on? Sophie, what's up, guys? Are you ready? Do you have your copy of Make It Nice by Dorinda Medley? Ooh, Blair, 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 coming in with the badges. Yeah, yeah. Blair, 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 Blair. Can I go live? I'm in the bathroom. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Where's your sit down with Tracy Maloney DeMarco? When is it? Great question. I don't know. She canceled on the last one. I gave her dates to do another one. Never showed, like, she never confirmed anything. So, I mean, if you guys really want Tracy on the podcast, I would say go DM Tracy and be like, yo, girl, Zack Peters waiting for you to come on the podcast, because I'm waiting for her to come on the podcast. So whenever she's ready to come on the podcast, she can come on the podcast. Looking gorgeous. Aw, thank you, Sunflower. My face doesn't look too yellowed this week. Where's the chick that said that last week? All right, so today, welcome on in, guys. What's going on, YouTube universe? Hello, Instagram. We are doing book club. Week 2, we're breaking down Dorinda Medley's Make It Nice, chapters 4, 5, and 6. Breaking it down to D, because I am ready. Are you guys ready? Did you read your chapters? Get ready. This week, I don't want you to cry, but you might cry a little bit, because this week, these 3 chapters were like a bit of a tearjerker. Your girl Mar, what's going on, girl? Sunflower, nope, you didn't get your book ready. Did you guys see I kind of stirred up a little drama on Twitter today? I was calling out Ronald Richards. I've been hiding from Twitter because of it. Not really hiding, but like, you know. Okay, so let's break down Make It Nice chapters 4, 5, and 6. Chapter 4 is called Dorinda Lynch. Hi, honey. Hi, your girl Mar. Congrats on the baby, love. Ready? Okay, let's get it. Remember, have your books ready, because at the end of this, we are going to be doing a quiz, and we will be giving away. It looks like the last week we gave away Liddy City tank tops. This week, I think we're going to do a no filter cap. No filter hat will be the what we give away at the end of this. So make sure you have your book ready. Make sure you're taking notes as I'm breaking things down. Drag me, Monique, up in the comments. Someone needed to call old McDonald out. I'm not allowed to call him that anymore because of the threats he sent me. Did he come for you? He hasn't yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll wake up to lots of DMs tomorrow. But we'll save that for Thursday's live. Today we're talking about Dorinda. Okay, so chapter 4 is called Dorinda Lynch, and she talks about how she met Ralph, fell in love with Ralph Lynch. Both had like a similar upbringing, and then Ralph ended up getting a job, a really good job in like finance, and Rob was like, or sorry, not Rob, Ralph. Ralph was like, okay, Dorinda, I'm ready to move abroad. I want to move to Hong Kong. And Dorinda's like, okay, well, you know, Hong Kong sounds cool. Let's leave. Like, I'm going to ditch my family and I'm going to go to Hong Kong with you, and we're going to live our best life abroad. She thought she was so fancy. She was like, ooh, look at my man. My man's taking me abroad. And then they talked about how like they were sort of engaged, but not really engaged. And they had to like fake the engagement, like most women fake in bed. But they had to fake their engagement so the parents would let her leave to Hong Kong. And finally, her parents were like, okay, as long as you're engaged, we'll let you leave to Hong Kong, even though they weren't really engaged and they didn't get engaged until much later. Anyway, they moved to Hong Kong, and Dorinda hated it. At first, she was like, yes, I'm a bad bitch. I'm moving abroad. This is my thing. This is my thing. And then Ralph was like, yes, you're my wifey. I'm going to work 15 hours a day, but you're going to stay home by yourself and twiddle your thumbs and not speak the language and figure your shit out. And Dorinda was like, yes, I got it. So she hated Hong Kong, and she was like, I can't do this anymore. We need to move. So we left Hong Kong. They ended up going to London, which is where they ended up living throughout most of their marriage. And it was in London that she was like being all fancy, and she started aerobics, and she was like dining at Buckingham Palace, and she had all these fancy friends, and she met Princess Diana, and Princess Diana called her doppelganger because she was designing cashmere. I may be getting a little ahead of myself with the cashmere, but we were in London, loved London, married we were living our best life in London. They ended up getting married, but they got married back in, I believe, Massachusetts. And she had like this big castle, and she was like, yes, I'm a princess in the castle. And Ralph was like, yes, you can be the princess in the castle, but your parents want to pay for the wedding, and the castle is too expensive. It's expensive to be meh. Dorinda was like, well, it is expensive to be me. And guess what? I'm getting married in that castle. She brokered a deal where she could have some of the wedding in the castle and also get married in the church because she's a good Christian woman. Then we move into chapter 5, and chapter 5 is called "And Then She Looked at Me." And the she wasn't Ramona. The she was actually her daughter Hannah. Sorry, before we get into chapter 5, actually, I need to crack open my rosé only because I'm a little parched. Tonight I'm drinking Drag Me. If any of you guys want to check out my wine line, it's nofilterwine.com. Lots of iconic designs inspired by iconic housewives moments. We all love them. This is Drag Me, inspired by Potomac, because I'm loving Potomac. These are only available for a limited time and they're selling out fast, so you better get them. I mean, they're going to be sold out very, very soon. I'm pretty sure, because I know you guys love me and I love you and we support each other, right? Love. Okay. One more sip. 14% alcohol by volume, less than a gram of sugar. So you'll get Liddy City, but you're not going to be too turnt and hungover the next morning. All right, chapter 5. Let's get it. She gives birth to Hannah and she's like, yes, I'm a mommy now. I'm a MILF. Ralph, who are you? I'm a mom. I love Hannah. My love is all about Hannah. And my love is no longer about Ralph. Because like Ralph is over here doing his work and he's working 15 hours a day. And who knows, maybe he's banging a hooker. Probably not. I'm sorry, Dorinda. I don't mean to accuse Ralph of cheating, but like we don't know what Ralph was doing. He wasn't home with you and you were trying to figure out and live your best life out in London. So she was like, well, what do I do with all my time? So she ends up starting a cashmere clothing line. And she's like, yes, INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? PAID. I'm paid. Started her own cashmere business, was selling it all around town. Apparently, Princess Diana ended up getting some of the cashmere, loved it. And she was just like a hot commodity businesswoman before Bethany Frankel, before Ramona Singer. She was doing her thing out in London. Then she realized, I'm a bad bitch. I'm independent. I got my girl. I'm leaving you, Ralph. Love you, mean it, but I just need to go on to something better with my life with Hannah. So she ended up taking Hannah, moving back to Massachusetts, where she stayed with her parents for the summer before moving to New York full time. Then eventually Ralph comes in and he's like, wait, hold on, hold up, wait a minute. You're not taking my daughter. I love you both. I'm still going to fund your life. I'll be your sugar daddy. And Dorinda was like, yes, be my sugar daddy. And so, he continued to help them live with the money that he was bringing in to support the two of them until eventually he ended up getting married again. And then she started doing real estate and she was like, yes, Ramona Singer ain't got nothing on me. So she was doing her real estate thing. And she was like, again, INDEPENDENT. And she was selling all the New York real estate, living in the Upper East Side, living her best life. I mean, come on, that's what I want. I want a husband that I don't have to be with anymore, that can still be married to, that he can provide for me while I'm doing my real estate business and taking care of our daughter. Yes, I'm here for it. You get it, Dorinda. And it was actually during her real estate stint that she met Mr. Richard Medley, who we all know of from Real Housewives of New York, because that's all she ever talked about was Richard Medley. And she ended up selling him some apartment out in New York, and he had a girlfriend, or I think, yeah, he was in a serious long-term relationship with another woman. And so Dorinda was like, ooh, you're cute, but like, I can't really date you because I'm not a floozy. And he was like, well, it's okay. You can be a floozy. I'll hit you up in a few months when I leave my girl. So ironically enough, he ends up leaving his girl a few months later. And then he has his assistant call up Dorinda the same way Tom's assistant called up Erica Jane. And he's like, yo, Dorinda, or sorry, the assistant was like, yo, Dorinda, this is Mr. Medley's assistant, and he wants to take you out tomorrow night. And she's like, excuse me, I'm busy. And she was like, what? What do you mean you're busy? Richard wants to take you out. Nobody says no to Richard. That's not what really happened, but I'm paraphrasing. And she was like, no, I need a babysitter and I don't got a babysitter. And if Richard wants me, he's got to earn me, like Olivia Pope. If you want me, you got to earn me. And so Richard ended up earning her and being like, okay, fine, I'll take you out on a proper date. So she ends up running into him the next night, because she did end up going out because she had a babysitter, but she just didn't want him to think that she was so in demand, and she didn't think that she was going to run into him the next night, but she did. And he was like, oh, I thought you said you didn't have a babysitter. And she said, no, correction. I didn't say that. I said I needed to, if you wanted to ask me out, I would have to find a babysitter. And he was like, okay, I'm with it. I like you, girl. And she was like, yeah, I like you too. And then we get into chapter 6. And chapter 6 is called Becoming Mrs. Medley. And this is basically the whole relationship of Dorinda and Richard, which happened in 8 years, but we condensed it down into one chapter, and that's chapter 6. Richard wined and dined her. He took her to Tao, and she was like, ew, I don't like Tao. Why are you being so fancy? You so fancy. And he's like, I am so fancy, and you my girl, you my boo, and I'm gonna take care of you because you my boo, Dorinda. And she was like, okay, you can take care of me. And then he took her to the Met Gala, and she was like, ooh, it's expensive to be me. It's expensive to be me. And she was loving it. And then when she was married to Richard, that's when Bravo first came to her and they're like, yo, girl, we want you to join Housewives because you know most of these women. And she was like, I ain't got time for that. She's like, I'm a real housewife. I don't need to join Real Housewives. And then Richard brought her Bluestone Manor, which she really loved because apparently her grandfather helped build Bluestone Manor, but it wasn't called Bluestone Manor back then. It was just some like really nice house that her grandfather built in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. So Richard's like, you know what? I'm gonna buy you that house, boo. You my girl, and I'm gonna take care of you. And she was like, okay. And then he bought her Bluestone Manor, which, fun fact, she wrote in the book. I don't know if it was in this chapter or another chapter, but she mentions that Carol from Real Housewives of New York, Carol was the one that actually named it Bluestone Manor. Okay. Then we get into the sad part where we find out that Richard got sick, and he got sick really quickly, but he was like, no, I don't want people to know. Dorinda, we got to keep it a secret. And she's like, I can't keep it a secret. That's like trying to keep my pregnancy a secret. And you can't keep a pregnancy a secret because you have a belly and then your belly just grows. Anyway, I digress. Richard got really sick. She had to keep it a secret. She was losing a lot of weight. She was losing her hair. It was very, not just expensive to be her, but it was very stressful to be her. And I was like, oh, girl, I felt for her. My heart was just like breaking as she was slowly having to watch him deteriorate. But then she couldn't talk to her friends about it because he didn't want people to know about it. And then he ended up passing away. And it was really sad. And they were only they were only married for about 6 years. And it was sad. Nobody wants to see anybody pass away. And then she talks about how she couldn't sleep and she was so stressed out. But then the night that he finally passed away, she was finally able to sleep, and her and Hannah just like held each other and cried all night long, which is just like really sad. And I have no jokes to say about that other than rest in peace, Richard. Grief is a tough thing, going through it recently myself. Oof, it's rough. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts of these 3 chapters? I just broke them down with a little bit of my commentary. We'll get into the quiz very shortly, but I want to know what you guys thought of the book. If you have any more follow-ups to the first 3 chapters or chapters 4, 5, and 6, Richard, Ralph, Hannah, lay it on me. Let's see what you guys have had to say so far. Why can't even 25% of this happen to me, right? Why can't somebody buy me a Bluestone Manor? Why can't somebody move me to London and to Australia and Paris and Munich? I want somebody and Hong Kong. Why can't I get moved to Hong Kong and hate it there? So I have to beg my husband to move me all the way to London, right? I'm with you, matriarch Tommy Wolfpack. Got my new beautiful cans yesterday. Yay, Crystal. Cheers, my love. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Did you get Drag Me? Which cans did you get? You got Drag Me, right? You have to send me pics, girl. You have to send me the pics. Also, Crystal won last week's quiz. So she ended up getting a Liddy City tank top, which should be coming to you shortly if it hasn't already. I'll check on that order after this. DM me to remind me. Your girl Mar, I didn't read the book. I'm just enjoying listening to you speak, Zack. I missed your lives. Been so busy with baby Nolan. Aw, yay, that's the baby's name, baby Nolan. Everybody, wish your girl Mar a congrats. Baby Nolan has been brought into the world, and that is a blessing, and we love that. Your girl Mar, thank you for tuning in today. I'm pretty sure you are burned out with that new baby girl, but you're here, and we love that you're here, and we love you. I know you can't drink right now because you just had the baby, but we're having a toast to you, my boo. Cheers. Cheers. Also, Instagram community monitors. I'm enjoying this on my own accord. I want people to drink responsibly. In case you guys didn't know, I got in trouble last time because I shotgunned one of these wines, and Instagram got mad at me, and they're like, you can't do that. You can't be shotgunning wine and telling people to give you badges to shotgun wines. So where's Blair? We have to give Blair the shout out because Blair was dropping badges tonight. Sarah, sorry, couldn't get to the book in time. I don't like e-readers, would have been my first book club ever. Aw, well, Sarah, you got to get the book, girl. It's actually a really good book. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Make It Nice by Dorinda Medley. If you guys want to support me in the podcast, I do have an Amazon affiliate link and a new storefront that I'm putting together where I'll put all of these books so that we can buy them, and you can, or if you're going to buy them, you could at least support me through your purchases. If you're already shopping on Amazon, I would appreciate it. I never really ask you guys for money. I don't have a Patreon. I don't give you my Venmo. I like to make the content free, and I just like to, connect with all of you. Mwah. Love you guys. I have them all now. Oh my God, amazing, Crystal. You have all 5 cans because we have the 4 OGs, and then now we have the new purple Drag Me cans, but these are only limited editions. So you're going to want to save some of these, Crystal, because they're only around for a limited time while supplies last. Once they're out, we're not making any more. Like I said, we're almost sold out. They're selling like hotcakes. Okay. LV Nights Girl. I could relate to her in regards to losing her husband of 6 years of an illness and passing. Truly heart gripping for me. Oh my gosh, did you lose your spouse too? I couldn't even imagine losing your life partner. As I've shared with you guys, I lost my grandmother, who was like my mother to me. I lived with her until I was 25. Part of the reason I stayed so long was because she was retired. She was home with my grandfather. They were both retired, and I just didn't want to leave them alone. And we had such a special bond. And I lost her at the end of January, and it's been really challenging. I've never really understood grief until going through it myself. So much love to you. I couldn't imagine losing a long-term life partner. Even when I interviewed Dorinda on my podcast and we talked about the passing of Richard, it was tough and it was hard. And you could tell it weighed very heavily on her, even still 10 years later. And she got choked up and was almost crying. And then she caught herself and she was like, no, I'm not controlled by my emotions. I'm good. I've grieved it. And then I get it, girl, but you can still hurt, and it's okay to still hurt, because it just means that I think I was watching WandaVision on Disney Plus. Really great. It's also, it's a Marvel, superhero series. However, it is about grief. And in it, there's a scene where the guy that Wanda loved, for the people that don't know WandaVision, she's like a super bad witch and she's like a superhero, and she was in love with this guy who was like a robot, and she was crying because she lost her parents and then she lost her brother. And then he was like, look, what is love? He's like, love, what is love other than love persevering? Or sorry, what is grief rather than love persevering? And I just thought oh, that's so sweet. I'm going to put that on a Hallmark card, because it's true. What is grief other than the love that you had for that person continuing to live on despite that person no longer existing, or no longer existing in this physical world, which is the hardest part. Is your brain has to you have to rack your brain around that this person was here one day and now no longer exists in this physical world. And it's like a mind fuck. Blair. Hey boo, I'm speed reading through chapter 6 right now. Oh, that is not the chapter you want to speed read through, because that is the chapter that will just actually, the next chapter is where she really gets into the grief and the grieving process. So we'll talk about that more in next week's. The next week's the last book club for Dorinda Medley. So we're going to need to this week vote for what our new book is going to be. But enjoy chapter 6. It's very good. Blair. It's very good. Ooh, I got another badge. Who sent? Your girl Mar sent me another badge. 2 hearts. Also, for people watching this on YouTube that don't, or for people on Instagram that don't know what badges are on YouTube, when you can send in super chat tips, that's what they are. Badges are Instagram's equivalent to super chat. So you can send tips to be love you, look at me, and you're supporting me in the podcast, which I love and I appreciate. So when you send badges, I love them. Thank you guys. What else we got? Sarah, where is the link to your Amazon? I will send it. I just got approved by Amazon to have an affiliate, so a storefront and all of that. So I will post it at some point this week. If you want to get Dorinda's book or something, I'll send you the link directly. But literally, it just happened yesterday afternoon, and I haven't had a second to fully set it all up. But now, I'm a professional now. So stay tuned. I did the kidney failure after a transplant. Oh my gosh, that I couldn't even imagine. And I just want to hold space for you, Nights Girl. I want to hold space and acknowledge your grief, acknowledge your love and the love that you had for your partner, and just say that it's so awful that you had to go through that. And everybody here I know it's hard to speak for everybody, but I know all of us here, the same way we all rallied to support your girl Mars. She welcomed her baby. We are all here for you. We are all sending you love. We're all sending you one big giant hug. And again, just know that, you know, the grief and the heartache you may feel just is really something beautiful in the sense that you were able to have that person in your life, and now they will live on inside of you. And it's great that you're continuing to talk about this because that's healing. And the more we talk about our grief and the more we share that, the more we help other people heal and the more we continue to normalize grieving, because too often I think we're afraid of it because it's uncomfortable and it makes us sad. And we have to be okay leaning into that uncomfort and that sadness and use that as a way to support each other. Lee, that was a great podcast with Dorinda, and WandaVision is amazing. Thank you so much, Lee. I loved chatting with Dorinda. It was a great interview. I wish I would have had a little longer with her because I had so many other questions that I wanted to ask her, specifically in reference to the housewives. But it was a great interview. I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with Dorinda, and she was just so fun and relatable and real. And if anybody hasn't tuned into it, you can go to the stories or you can go to the Bravo Lebs playlist on YouTube. You can check out the Dorinda interview because it's good. Crystal, during your interview with her, I feel like she said the grief is always there, but you build bigger around it. It's true. It's like, you know, this weight that you have to carry inside of you. And every day that goes on, you continue to get stronger and you continue to move through it. And don't let anyone tell you that you've grieved enough. It's a process that's different for every person. Yes, Sarah, I agree with that. But more than I think that judgment comes from other people, I think that judgment comes from us. It comes from within. You know, I know for me, I'm like, well, shit, it's been 3 months, or it's been 5 months, or it's been 6 months. Now it's been 7 going on 8 months since I lost my grandmother. And so for me, it's like, oh my God, you know, have I, you know, am I healing too quickly? Am I healing too slowly? Like, what does this mean? And it was interesting. I went to dinner with some old friends, and one of them, her husband lost his grandmother, who had a very similar relationship to me and my grandmother. And she's like, I remember what that was like for him when his grandma died. And she's like, it took him like 4 years to really grieve that, like to go through the hard grief of that loss. And that was validating for me because I was like, oh, wow, shit. Like it took him 4 years and here I am judging myself within a 6-month time span. Like that gives me more opportunity to heal. And that's what we're all doing. We're all healing from some form of, you know, grief or struggle or whatever. Great quote and true. Thank you. It wasn't mine, but it was from WandaVision. Lee, her story about losing her grandmother when Hannah was born tore me apart as I've lost mine right after my daughters. But oh my God, I can't even imagine that. As much as I want children, I'm also kind of dreading that moment because I'm like, oh, there's so many moments that I have now where I'm like, you're supposed to be here for this. You know, you're supposed to be here to watch me. You're supposed to be here to guide me. You're supposed to be here to celebrate with me. I mean, launching this wine, it was kind of in a weird way a testament to her because her and I loved to watch Housewives together, and we would let them record all week long. And then every weekend after I moved out, we would batch watch all of the episodes together every weekend. And I missed that. And so this was in an interesting way, kind of a nod to her, an appreciation to the relationship that we had, and the love for Housewives that we had. Hugs to both. Oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congrats, your girl Mar. Yes, congrats, your girl Mar. All right, guys, shall we get into, is it quiz time? Did enough people read the book? Are we even ready for quiz time? Or is Crystal just going to smoke us all by winning again this week? Crystal, you may be the champ, girl. You may be the champ of it. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Okay, are we ready for the quiz time? Are you ready to win some no filter merch? Ready? Okay, Crystal, I know you're ready, girl. I need to make sure everybody else is ready. Guys, are we ready? Crystal, go for it. All right, Crystal, I think you're about to kill this because we'll blare, 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 blare. Let's hope you finished chapter 6. And if not, let's hope you have your book handy so that you can skim through them. Sarah, I know you'll be guessing, girl, and you'll be slaying it with them guesses. And you may be, I have faith that you may even get a couple of them right. All right, let's get it. First question, which comes from chapter 4. Are we ready? This is an easy one. Have your books handy, people. Have your books handy. Chapter 4. What type of phone? Oh, I actually want. Oh, you did win last time, Lee. Yes, you did. Wink, wink. What type of phone did Ralph have that Dorinda was so impressed by? In chapter 4, when Dorinda was with Ralph, she was impressed by what type of phone that Ralph had. Car phone. Oh, boom. Blair's got it. Yes, Blair. Boom, Blair. Lee. Blair got Lee. Are you just copying Blair's guess? Crystal, you're slowing down, girl. Gossip in a glass. Yes, gossip in a glass is here. All right, girl, you better be ready. Y'all better be ready to play. Ooh, yes, directors uncut. Sarah, gossip in a glass. Crystal. Okay, everyone's guessing. Okay, so a few more of you have caught up. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad. This is a competition now. I was first. Were you though? Were you though? Okay, Blair won that point. Okay. Next question, also from chapter 4. What was the name of the company? What was the name of the company that offered Ralph a job in Hong Kong? What was the name of the company that offered Ralph his job in Hong Kong? The brick is in its name. Questions. Come on, guys. Who's going to get this point? What was the name of the company that offered Ralph a job in Hong Kong? Lehman Brothers. Yes, Lee got it. Gossip in a glass. You're always so close. Was Richard Medley rich? What was his profession? Richard was rich. I don't remember what he did, though. Yes, Lehman Brothers. Okay, this point, though, who's the first person to answer? Lee. Lee was the first person to answer. Oh my God. So we have 1 point for Blair, 1 point for Lee. Okay, next question. Now there's going to be a total of 3 answers for this next question. I'm too slow today. Krista, you got to get on it, girl. Yes, Knights girl. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I love how supportive you guys are. You guys are like, if you don't get the point, you congratulate the person that did win the point. And I love that we have like a supportive community and not like a nasty catty tear down community. I normally like fuck off the trolls and ignore their DMs and comments. Although lately it was feeling a little shady in some of the YouTube comments. So Dorinda was not as rich as Richard when she first met him. She was rich from her first marriage to Ralph. So Ralph had a lot of money. He helped fund her lifestyle. I mean, she didn't come from a lot of money. Like she had to get a scholarship to go to college, etc. So she didn't have a whole ton of money. Yeah, I surrender. Sarah, you got this. I have faith in you, Sarah. Okay, next question. 3 answers here. You're gonna have to type out all 3 answers. You can type them out together, but just letting you know. What 3 destinations, there are 3 of them. What 3 destinations did Ralph and Dorinda, what 3 destinations did Ralph and Dorinda have to live in before moving to London? So after Hong Kong, but before London, they had to live in these 3 places. What are the 3 places that they had to live in? If you're looking in the book, they're all listed together in the same sentence. What are they? Who's going to type the fastest? I don't know. Who's it going to be? Is Blair going to get another point? Yeah, Crystal. Ooh. Oh my God, gossip in a glass. You always are like so close to getting it in. Okay, this one goes to Crystal. Wow, so we don't have anybody in the lead right now. I mean, aside from these 3. So we have 1 point to Blair, 1 point to Lee, and 1 point to Crystal. Okay, this next one should be easy. You shouldn't even have to check the book for this next one because it's pretty memorable. Crystal, that was so close. I know, you guys. We have 3 points divided right now. Gossip, I'm still rooting for you. Yay, Crystal. Okay. This is an easy one. Dorinda describes this dish as the alpha and omega of foods that she and Ralph were so impressed to see a giant bowl of at a friend's dinner party. So they went to the dinner party, they walked in, and on the table, there was a big bowl of what? What was the food, or what was the dish? Wait, didn't I beat Crystal? No. Yes, Gossip got it. Shrimp cocktail. Wow, this is a good one, you guys. Everyone has 1 point so far. Gossip in a glass. Gossip. Oh, not in a glass. Gossip in. Oh yeah, gossip in a glass. Pasta salad. Sarah, love this guess. So close. Pasta salad, shrimp cocktail, close. Very, very close. Let's see. No, Crystal definitely got that one. Gossip in a glass got shrimp cocktail. Okay, so let's see. Blair got car phone. Lehman Brothers got, or Lee got Lehman Brothers. Crystal got Australia, Paris, and Munich. And then Gossip in a glass got shrimp cocktail. Okay, this next one is also kind of easy. It shouldn't be too hard to find if it doesn't immediately come to mind. Lee was first, I guess. Yeah, you were close though, Sarah. You were this close. Pasta salad. I think I would have given you the point for pasta salad, even though it was entirely wrong. Okay, this next one. What serial killer was stalking Dorinda? I think Instagram is showing us all the answers in a different order. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Well, I think sometimes if you send it before the others come in, it might show it first on yours, but on my screen, it shows whichever comes in first. Maybe it might also be the Wi-Fi because I saw mine first in the last two. I'm sorry, Blair. I'm going based off of what Instagram is showing me. I know this tip tonk. Gossip in a Glass got it. Well, yes, the Wandsworth killer is the serial killer that was stalking Dorinda. Gacy? Who's Gacy? Let's make sure nobody else answered before you. Who's Hannah's biological father? Ralph Lynch, Dorinda's first husband. All right, Gossip in a Glass got the next one. The Wandsworth killer. Who is the serial killer stalking Dorinda? It was the Wandsworth killer. Wow, Gossip came to slay. Gossip in a Glass. Okay, so far, Gossip in a Glass is in the lead. Wow, which I was surprised by because Gossip in a Glass missed the first 3 points, but now you're in it to kill it, girl. Okay. John Wayne Gacy. Oh, yes. John Wayne Gacy. Yes. I mean, either the full name or Wandsworth Killer, whichever. Yes, Ralph is still alive. Director's Uncut, you're interrupting our quiz time, boo. We did Q&A. But yes, Ralph Lynch is still alive. He is married, and he did congratulate Dorinda on her new book. He's Scottish, by the way. Okay, next question. I'm trying to not get distracted. Great. Okay, next question. What was the name of Dorinda's clothing line? So she talked about starting her own business, starting her own clothing line. What was the name of the clothing line that she started? What was the company name? How is your lilac hair gone? Oh, it fades so quickly. I mean, my hair is so light. The color fades. So, I mean, the lilac was gone within like the first 5 days. And then once I washed it for the first time, the color just like fully faded out. It really doesn't last very long. And if you do want it to last long, it has to be like a deep, deep, deep coloring. DCL what, Lee? I need the full name. DCL Cashmere. Crystal got it. Oh, Lee, you were so close. DCL Cashmere, which goes to Crystal. Ooh, we are at a deadlock tie between Gossip in a Glass and Crystal. Who's going to get it? Too bad. It suited you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really love the blonde, though. I think for my next, when I go back in, I might do maybe a blue, which may be an indicator of what the next can may be. Is there going to be another limited edition can coming? What housewife show has a lot of blue in it that might be airing very soon? Okay. Next question. So right now, Blair has 1 point, Lee has 1 point, Crystal has 2 points, and Gossip in a Glass also has 2 points. Next question. So we only have 4 left. Only 4 questions left. Next question, which I believe is also from chapter 5. This is the last question in chapter 5. Where did Dorinda and Hannah first live when they returned to the US? So after Dorinda left Ralph and left London and she brought Hannah back, where did they first live when they returned to the States? Where did they live, guys? Where did they live? That is incorrect, Blair. Crystal. Oh my God, Crystal. I love how your cactus is giving the middle finger. Yes. Do you know which lawyer / clown I might be giving that middle finger to? How many F's do I give? In New York is incorrect. It's actually Hyannisport, Massachusetts. So when they first moved back to the US, they spent the summer living with Dorinda's parents in Massachusetts before getting an apartment together a few months later in New York. Crystal, you are killing it. You are so far in the lead. Boom. Crystal has 3 points. Gossip in a Glass has 2 points. Blair and Lee both have 1 point each. 3 questions left. You guys can come and steal it. Are we ready? Are you ready, Freddie? Next question. Oh, this is an easy one, you guys. How did Dorinda meet Richard Medley? How did Dorinda? This isn't necessarily concretely in the book, but she talks about how she met him. So there's not one specific answer. It's whoever spits it out first. How did Dorinda meet Richard? It was mainly through her profession, I guess. Real estate. Wow. Boom. Crystal is in it to win it. Oh my God. Gossip in a Glass. That was so close. Selling him a house. That's all. These are all correct answers. Director's Uncut at a pub for fish and chips. Close. Sarah, she was a waitress. Close. God, you guys are so close to winning that. Unfortunately, though, Crystal got it correct, and she was the first one to submit her answer. So Crystal is so far in the lead. Wow, Crystal, you won last week, and you're about to win this week again. Crystal has 3 points so far and is in the lead. We have 2 questions left. Someone can steal it. Actually, I think the only person that can steal it at this point is Gossip in a Glass, right? Because it's first person to get to 4 points. It's okay, Blair and Lee. I still believe in you. I think you guys can nail it. Maybe we'll have like a tiebreaker. Okay. Next question. So these last 3 are from chapter 6, the final chapter that we broke down this week. This is an easy one. Where did Richard first take out Dorinda, which she hated? Where did Richard first take out Dorinda? On their first official date, where did he take her? It's a place that Dorinda hated. And that place is... Come on, guys. Yes, Blair got it. Tao. Boom. Blair. Blair. Ooh, Crystal, they're trying to knock you out of your #1 spot. Get it, get it, get it. Yes, that was a quick one, Blair. That's because Blair's like, I know Instagram's fucking with me and throwing off the who puts in their answers first. So I'm going to jump up on it. Jump up on it. Jump up on it. Okay, last question. Ooh, this one's a little tricky, or not tricky, but this one may be a little tougher to find because I think you're actually going to have to look into the book. I just read the chapter a few minutes ago. Good point. Hopefully you remembered this from the chapter. This is the final question. Oh my God, Blair, if you actually get this, then you and Crystal will be tied and we'll have to do a tiebreaker. Or if Gossip in a Glass gets this one, then it'll also be tied, right? I think so. Maybe I'm fucking up the math. We'll find out right now. Okay. When designing Bluestone Manor, how did Dorinda describe the vibe that she was going for? When designing Bluestone Manor, Dorinda hired an interior decorator and she told the interior decorator she wanted the house to be this vibe. What was the vibe that Dorinda wanted Bluestone Manor to feel like? It's something meets something. What was that something meets something? Castle, close, Sarah. Very close. I would have gone with fish room if I were you. Fishy. Boom. Wow. What the fuck? Blair is coming to kill it. Oh, Gossip in a Glass, you were so close. You're always like the second one to pop up on the screen. Okay. Wow. So Blair, wait, are we going to have to do a tiebreaker right now, you guys? Okay. Blair has 1, 2, 3 points. Okay. And Crystal has 1, 2. Oh, no. I think Crystal has 4 points. I think Crystal still won. Not in a bad way, but that was so close. You gave Crystal a run for her money. Question number 1, car phone went to Blair. Lehman Brothers went to Lee. Australia, Paris, and Munich went to Crystal. Shrimp Cocktail went to Gossip in a Glass. Wadesworth Killer went to Gossip in a Glass. Kashmir went to DCL Kashmir went to Crystal. Massachusetts went to Crystal. Real estate went to Crystal. Wow. Crystal won by 1 point, you guys. Crystal got 4. Blair got 3. And Gossip in a Glass also got 3, right? 1, 2. No, Gossip in a Glass got 2. Crystal got 4. Blair got 3. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, considering you just finished the book right now, Blair. Wow, Crystal, this is your second time in a row winning the quiz. Oh my God, how fun. Crystal, boom, DM me. Get that no filter hat. You're going to be fully decked out. So next week is going to be our last week of Dorinda's book because there are only 3 chapters left. So we'll break down chapter 7, 8, and 9 in next week's episode, which gets more into like housewife stuff. I think 7 is more of like her grieving process, and then we get into housewives, and then we get into the final chapter was like how she made it nice. That was like cardio. Well, hopefully you got a good workout in. Hopefully it felt like a good workout. Matriarch, good job. Aw, that's so sweet of you. I was so in that. I was so into that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Crystal, DM me, girl. You know the drill. Oh, we got another badge. Who gave me another badge? Ooh, you Yenli, you Yinli Poo. Uyenli Poo. Uyenli Poo. I think that's how you say it. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. Uyenli Poo. What's the next book? So we need to find out. That's what we need to vote on. What do you guys think the next book is? We have Margaret Joseph's books, Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget. We have The Housewives by Brian Moylan. We have Lala Kent's book, Give Them Lala. What other books do we have? Ooh, we could also do Erica Jane's book if that's not too controversial for you guys and you're willing to actually read it, because I read it and ooh, there's a lot in there. I think that would actually be fun if we did Erica Jane's book, Pretty Mess, and like broke down what she talks about in each book and maybe how it relates to like what she's saying on Housewives and what could be incriminating. Like I've already gone through the book, but I'm willing to re-go through the book. If you guys are down for that, or if that's too like controversial, I hear you too. Good night, all. I will continue sleeping. Have a great day. Aw, Sarah, good night. Thank you for joining in. Loved Lala's book. I love Lala's book too. Erica Jane's book, Lala's book, Erica's book. I want to do Erica's book. I would love Erica's book. Okay, if you guys are down for it, I'm down for it. I vote Erica's book. I just bought it. Okay, perfect. Oh, but you didn't buy it with my affiliate link, girl. It's okay. I forgive you. Thank you, Sarah. Enjoy your night. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay. If we're down to do Erica's, I'm down to do Erica's book. I just know all the fucking haters in the comments are like, you defend Erica and you love Erica. I don't love Erica. I don't defend Erica, but I just think it would be super fun to dive into the book, read it, highlight it, and kind of just like pick it apart piece by piece. So if you guys are down for it, YouTube, if you're down for it, leave a comment right now and let me know if you want Erica's book, or if you don't want Erica's book, it's fine. You don't have to say, I don't want Erica's book. Just leave the name of the book in a comment below. I'll pull the private Facebook group and see what they think. How do I buy with you? Just DM me and I'll send you the link. You don't buy it through me, but you can use my affiliate link to support the podcast while you're making any purchases on Amazon. Can I use the same affiliate link as I did for Dorinda's book? You should be able to. But if you need a new affiliate link with that specific product, I will send it to you. Like I said, I'm also doing a storefront. That way it makes it easier. That way you can go to one link and then all of the stuff, all of the categories are going to be broken down. I'm thinking of doing like a Bravo Beauty break down a beauty segment that breaks down the different products. Like every week on Housewives, we see them wearing like those eye gels. We see them doing the Nurse Jamie roller on Housewives, and we saw it on Straws of Sunset. So I'm thinking of also setting up the affiliate codes for that. I'll buy them first. I'll share my thoughts and what I think of them, where to find them. And then if you guys want to support the podcast, that would just be another way that you can support the podcast. Because again, I don't ask people for money, but if you want to buy products and you want to support me in the process of it, I'm always very grateful for that. So thank you very much. I liked reading it with this new lens, right? That's what I thought when I got the audiobook. This time I think I'll have to get a hard copy. I mean, if Erica's going to pay back those victims, she's going to need some new royalties to pay them back with. Because Lord knows she spent all that other money. Okay. I want those eye things. Okay, I'm gonna link them. I just bought some for myself. I'm gonna try them and then I'll link them and we'll do the whole thing. We'll do the damn thing. That would be amazing to get reviews on the makeup and skincare. Yes. So if you guys see something like somebody, when I mentioned that I wanted to do this on Instagram stories, somebody DM'd me and they're like, "Oh, what about the CBD, the cannabis love oil that Kyle gifted Erica?" I already found that. I'll link that as well. I found it. It's from a brand called Foria. I actually want to try it out for myself. I might hit one of my friends with benefits and have them try it on me, and let's see how it goes. Let's see how yummy that is. All right, guys. Anything else we want to chat about before we close out? Don't forget, last 3 chapters next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, live on Instagram. Rebroadcast is shared on YouTube. We're going live this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. We go live every Thursday, breaking down the hot tea. I'll probably talk more about my Twitter rampage that I went on today with a certain lawyer. I'll probably be in trouble before Thursday, so we'll talk about it on Thursday. Anything else you guys want to chat about or ask any questions about before we close out? If not, love you guys. Thank you guys. This has been so much fun. I've enjoyed chatting with all of you. Yeah, chapters 7, 8, and 9. We're breaking them down next Tuesday. I would love to see you do product reviews. I'm going to, my boy Ollie. I'm going to. That will be happening. Oh shizzle. Oh shizzle. You Lenny Pooh, thank you for the badges. Your girl Mar, thank you for the badges. Blair, 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 thank you for the badges and congrats on making second place of the quiz. What happened on Twitter? Go on Twitter and find out, girl. I posted a little bit about it on Instagram stories. All right, I don't follow Twitter. I called out someone. I think you guys may know who, but I don't like referencing him by name anymore. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. I will chat with you soon. Get some no filter wine if you want. Instagram, wink, wink, drink responsibly, nofilterwine.com. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you. New episode of the podcast comes out tomorrow with Dr. V. Live comes out Thursday. Talk to you soon. Bye.